You violated yourself for 6,322 minutes this year. Up 5% from 2024. Your favorite genres are Stepmothers and Dragon Ball Z. I wonder what the president's top song was this year. I mean, it had to be a tie race between Phantom of the Opera and YMCA, right? I mentioned last night. Yesterday, Sleepy Gonzalez took a little siesta during his noontime cabinet meeting.
This war started, it never would have happened if you'd been president. But this war is going on, and the president is trying to end it.
Would you please lower your voice, Marco? You're going to wake him up. He had his eyes closed for a lot of the meeting. I mean, that was just a fraction, a ton of the meeting, which, of course, is his MO. Whatever he is, he accuses everyone else of being. Crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe. But the fact is, we all watched him dozing off repeatedly on television, which meant the Donald Trump Admiration and Ball Gobbling Society was forced to go into overdrive today to defend him.
If you sleep 3 hours or 4 hours a night, you're probably going to close your eyes, whether you're 79 or 49.
If this president closes his eyes for a moment, it's like, what's wrong with him? I mean, it is so laughable, Stuart.
They just won't quit, Martha, will they? Just won't.
I mean, it is laughable.
I mean, who wouldn't doze off in one of these things? 3 hours after working a 50-hour week, I imagine.
I believe the man doesn't sleep either. All right. Well, except for maybe for quick 10-minute intervals.
Thomas Edison believed in the 10-minute nap, by the way. What would they say? We wouldn't have electricity, right?
Right. It's such a good point. Is that what you liberals want? No electricity? Because we will give that to you. This is fake snooze. I don't know. I don't know that much about Thomas Edison, but I have a feeling he took his naps when the cameras were off.
Biden did manage to get in, well, what might be a short nap, or maybe I should just say nodding off, or maybe just resting his tired old eyes for about, 12 seconds, and then struggling to keep his eyes open, staring off into the distance, again, befuddled, bewildered, dazed, and confused.
And where is Joe Biden right now? Where is their focus? Not only is he at an international climate change conference, but he's falling asleep there.
I'm looking at Donald Trump in these meetings in the Middle East, and then I look at the clips of President Biden literally falling asleep in the middle of an international meeting.
Creaky, creepy, sleepy Joe Biden. Try to say that fast.
Sleepy Joe, with the sunglasses on so you can't tell that he's nodded off.
Joe Biden's superpower is sleeping.
All Joe Biden does is eat and sleep. Basically the same schedule as my newborn.
Does Joe Biden sleep in a crib or a crypt?
We are past his beddy time. Joe had his warm milky from his favorite sippy cup.
You have Joe Biden who's sleeping on a beach every single day.
Joe Biden who's sleeping at the beach. Look at him there. You will never see a picture like that of Donald Trump.
Who wants to sleep in public? He's sleeping.
Wait a minute. It's almost like these people are hypocrites. No one's losing more sleep this week than our Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Hegseth. According to a watchdog report from the Pentagon Office of the Inspector General, Hegseth violated regulations when he texted war plans to a Signal group chat that included a reporter from the Atlantic. Yeah, no kidding, Yvonne. That's, though, is the least of his problems. His big one is what they're calling a double tap strike on a supposed Venezuelan drug boat. The U.S. military attacked this boat and then blew up the survivors in a second attack. A news report said Hegseth's order going in was to kill everybody, which, according to his former coworker and former Superior Court judge, is a war crime.
It gives me no pleasure to say what I'm about to say because I worked with Pete Hegseth for 7 or 8 years at Fox News. This is an act of a war crime, ordering survivors who the law requires be rescued instead to be murdered. Everybody along the line who did it, from the Secretary of Defense to the Admiral to the people who actually pulled the trigger, should be prosecuted for a war crime for killing these two people.
I agree with Frankie Valli in a hairnet.
I think there have to be consequences for abject war crimes. If you're doing something that is just completely unlawful and ruthless, then there is a consequence for that. That's why the military said it won't follow unlawful orders from their commander-in-chief.
Wow, the same guy who's threatening to court-martial Senator Mark Kelly for making a video saying troops don't have to follow unlawful orders is on video saying troops don't have to follow unlawful orders. And there should be consequences for war crimes. Why can't that guy be Secretary of Defense? He clearly knows what he's talking about. Maybe when they fire Pete Hegseth 2025, they'll replace him with Pete Hegseth 2016. The good news is the economy is doing great. Oh, wait, it is not doing great. Bankruptcies of mom and pop small businesses have hit an all-time high. That's the bad news. The good news is the Trump family business booming. If mom and pop companies, if they want to make money, maybe they should run for president. Think about that. The tariffs are exacting a major toll on the economy, no matter what Trump says. But one big company, maybe the best company of all, is fighting back.
I'm Jimmy. I'm your host, and thank you for joining us here in Hollywood, where Christmas lights are already up, but nobody has money to pay the electricity bill. Yes, the holidays are near, and that means one thing: the annual flood of end-of-year lists. Spotify Wrapped dropped this morning, reminding us exactly how old, chaotic, or emotionally unstable we've been all year. I opened mine, and Spotify basically said, "Your music taste is ancient. Please see a doctor." They didn't even give me a listening age. They just mailed me a coupon for adult diapers. The world's most played artist again is Bad Bunny. The same Bad Bunny a certain former president once claimed he'd never heard of. Which is strange because everyone has heard of him. Even my grandma listens to him, and she still thinks Wi-Fi is a vitamin. Spotify also added something new this year. They analyze your playlist and estimate your music age. Meanwhile, they spy on you all year like the CIA, but with better graphics. Imagine if all companies did that. Imagine getting a year in review from that website. You definitely don't want your neighbors knowing about. Congratulations. You spent 6,322 minutes embarrassing yourself, up 5% from last year. Speaking of embarrassing, Washington had another big day. Video clips came out of a well-known political figure, let's say, resting his eyes during a major meeting for 12 full seconds repeatedly. And of course, his fan club went full gymnastics. He wasn't sleeping, he was thinking hard. One guy even compared him to Thomas Edison. Edison, last I checked. Edison wasn't dozing off on camera at global conferences. But wait, there's more chaos. A brand. New Pentagon report says a high-ranking official accidentally shared war plans in a group chat. Yes, a group chat. We now plan military strategy the same way teenagers plan birthday parties. The report says one order might even qualify as a war crime, which is when things got awkward, because even his own old interview clips resurfaced of him saying people should face consequences for war crimes. That's right, past. Him is now arguing with current. Him, meanwhile, the economy. Small businesses are collapsing, but one company is thriving, the Trump family business. If mom and pop shops want to survive, apparently they just need to run for president. Easy. Costco even sued the administration over tariffs. Costco, the only store where you can buy a kayak, a coffin, and a 48-pack of muffins at 8 a.m. if I were president. Costco is the last group I'd upset. Those people have carts the size of tanks. And in the holiday spirit of cruelty, someone in Washington came up with a plan to withhold food benefits from millions of low-income Americans. $6 a day. That's not a policy. That's a villain origin story, but enough misery. Back at our office, everyone got their Spotify Wrapped, so we played a game. Guess whose playlist is whose? And let me tell you, it was chaos. We had staff members pretending they didn't listen to weird lullabies, others blaming kids for their music choices. And one guy who makes homemade wine had a playlist so strange, even aliens would swipe left. At the end, we solved nothing. Feelings were hurt, careers were ruined, and honestly, it was the most festive thing we've done all year.